Ever feel like you're just drowning in information, like really truly trying to get well informed, but it's just overwhelming? What if there was a kind of shortcut? A way to grasp these big, complex ideas, figure out what really matters, maybe even find some elegant solutions to huge global problems? Well, that's what we try to do here on The Deep Dive. And today, we're diving deep into the world of Shrii Shrii Ánandamúrti, a philosopher who's honestly hard to pin down. But his ideas offer this incredibly unique, forward-thinking vision. Our mission today, to really unpack how Anandamurti's deep spiritual insights connect with practical, real-world solutions, especially focusing on his progressive utilization theory, also pronounced PROUT.
He really does hold a unique spot, doesn't he? It's like he built this bridge between ancient Eastern wisdom and our very modern, very global concerns. And the philosophy he created isn't just abstract thought. It feels more like an optimistic and genuinely progressive roadmap for a better future. Grounded in spirit, yes, but also incredibly practical.
Okay, let's dig into that. Starting with his roots. He definitely drew from classic Eastern traditions, but wasn't just repeating them, right? He gave them a revolutionary twist. It seems like his core idea was that spirituality isn't about checking out of the world. It's about transforming yourself in the world, so you can then help transform the world itself. How did he manage that?
That's exactly it. He takes these fundamental concepts from Tantra, Vedanta, Samkhya Yoga, and sort of reinterprets them for today. Take Tantra, for instance. For many, it conjures up images of, esoteric rituals. But Anandamurti saw it differently. He defined it as a transformative, practical science of inner evolution. Think of it like a discipline, a path of liberation through expansion. The aim isn't escape, it's confronting your limitations, embracing both the material world and your spiritual side. It's self-realization through active engagement.
Active engagement, so leaning into life, not pulling away. That makes sense. And does this theme of unity and action carry into how he saw Vedanta? He accepted the core idea of Atman and Brahman being one. Yeah.
Oh, absolutely. The unity of the individual self, Atman, and the supreme consciousness, Brahman, is central. But he really pushed back against interpretations of Advaita Vedanta that dismissed the world as just Maya or illusion. That passivity wasn't for him. Anandamurti insisted the world is not an illusion. He called it a real dynamic expression of Brahma. So if the world is real and divine, then it demands our attention, our action. That means engaging through sadhana, his term for disciplined spiritual practice for self-transformation, and crucially, through selfless service to others. You experience the unity in the world.
Wow, okay. That is a profound shift. The world isn't something to overcome or ignore. It's real, it's sacred, and it needs our active participation. That's powerful. So then how did he weave in Samkhya and yoga? Samkhya's idea of the gunas, those tendencies of nature, seems like a really useful tool for understanding ourselves.
He integrated them brilliantly, especially the gunas. Sattva, rajas, tamas, these three basic qualities influencing everything, including our own minds. He used this as part of a practical psychology for spiritual growth. And yes, he emphasizes discipline and concentration like traditional yoga, but he pushes it further. For Anandamurti, these practices aren't just for your own personal enlightenment. They're aimed towards universal welfare and cosmic realization. It's like spirituality with a ripple effect, leading to this broader awareness of how we're all connected, part of this vast cosmos. Basically, he systematized spirituality and aimed it squarely at solving material, social, political problems. That makes him stand out from many traditional figures.
That distinction really paints him as this universal thinker, doesn't it? Someone bridging East and West, tackling global issues. And this really comes through in his concept of spiritual humanism or neo-humanism. It sounds like it takes the idea of dignity and just expands it hugely.
It really does. You think of Western thinkers like Kant, who put human reason and dignity at the absolute center, which was revolutionary in its own right. Anandamurti takes that foundation of inherent worth and just explodes it outwards. Neo-Humanism says, yes, humans have dignity, but so does everything else. Animals, plants, even rocks and water. All of it. He called it macro love. And it's not just a nice sentiment, it's a core ethical principle. And what's fascinating, unlike Kant's focus on moral rationality, Anandamurti's neo-humanism is what he calls spiritual universalism. It comes from this deep understanding that every single thing, every atom, every creature is an expression of the divine, of Brahma. So our ethics shouldn't just be based on logic, but on recognizing the sacredness, the profound interconnectedness of all existence. You can immediately see how relevant that is now, right? With climate change, biodiversity loss.
Absolutely. It's a call for much deeper stewardship, expanding our circle of compassion. It's incredibly progressive and honestly necessary today. And this expansive view naturally leads into PROUT, the progressive utilization theory. This isn't just philosophy, it's his blueprint for an ethical economy, aiming straight at economic justice. How does PROUT try to reshape our economic thinking?
Right. PROUT is really interesting because it learns from past economic ideas but charts its own course. It definitely echoes Marx's critique of exploitation and how economic systems create massive inequality. That concern is there. And again, a huge difference. PROUT completely rejects the materialist, atheistic basis of Marxism. It says, yes, fix the exploitation, ensure fairness, but do it in a way that supports our spiritual and ethical growth. It's about creating an economy with, well, a conscience.
An economy with a conscience, I like that. So it sees the problems Marx saw, but offers a solution rooted in something deeper.
Exactly. And you can also see parallels with, say, John Stuart Mill's utilitarianism, the idea of seeking the greatest good for the greatest number. PROUT wants welfare for all, but it goes beyond simple utilitarianism. PROUT insists that true welfare requires equity with moral and spiritual elevation. These aren't just nice side effects. They are essential prerequisites for a just economy. It's not enough to be prosperous if it's unfair or undermines our values.
So it's setting a much higher bar for what a good economy looks like.
A much higher bar. The core vision of PROUT is a cooperative economy rooted in spiritual values. Imagine a system where resources aren't allocated just for profit or by some central command, but based on actual need, utility, and social welfare. It promotes cooperation, decentralization, empowering local communities. It's not just tweaking capitalism or communism, it's a fundamental rethinking. It's an optimistic vision for overcoming today's huge disparities and building a genuinely equitable future.
That really does sound transformative, a completely different way of organizing things. And just quickly, underpinning all this are his views on reality itself, right? Ontology and epistemology. How did he see the nature of existence and how we know it?
Yes, he did address that. A bit like Plato, talking about his realm of forms beyond the physical, Anandamurti definitely acknowledged a supra-material reality. He believed there's more to reality than just our senses pick up, an underlying consciousness. And here's a key contrast again. Think of Shankara, the famous Advaita philosopher. While Anandamurti agrees with the ultimate non-dual consciousness, like Shankara, he strongly insists the world we experience is real. It's a direct, living manifestation of Brahma. It's real and sacred. So it's not an illusion we should try to escape from or ignore. It's this divine playground, if you will, that we need to engage with, love, and actively work to improve through our actions.
It really comes together as this complete integrated system, doesn't it? He wasn't just a philosopher in one area. He built this whole structure, weaving everything together.
He truly did. It's a remarkable synthesis. If we were to summarize his core philosophical position, it looks something like this. His rooted tradition is this unique, revitalized blend of Tantra, yoga, and Vedanta. The spiritual goal is moksha, liberation, but crucially achieved through disciplined practice, sadhana, within the world. His view of reality. Brahman is dynamic, and the world is real, sacred. The self, the jiva, is a reflection of that supreme consciousness. His ethics are grounded in dharma, universal love, rational service, inner purity, living with integrity. And for society, he proposes spiritually guided activism that leads to this cooperative, decentralized economy, which is PROUT.
It paints a picture of a truly universal thinker, someone who managed to blend intuition and reason, devotion and service, inner peace and outer action for justice. A real bridge between East and West, offering something holistic for our fragmented world.
And that holistic approach feels incredibly urgent right now, wouldn't you say?
Yeah.
We're facing these massive interconnected crises, environmental breakdowns, social injustice, a kind of spiritual malaise almost. Anandamurti's philosophy doesn't just offer vague hope. It provides a comprehensive roadmap. It's this energetic, optimistic vision for planetary healing and genuine human progress, built on wisdom but designed for the future. It shows a way forward where our deepest values and collective well-being are central.
So his legacy feels like this powerful invitation, an invitation for you, the listener, to maybe look beyond the things that divide us, nationality, race, economic status, and connect with that shared divine spark through, as he put it, awakened consciousness and universal service. This deep dive into PROUT, PROUT, the progressive utilization theory, and Neo-Humanism really presents this positive, hopeful vision for a future where spiritual wisdom and societal progress actually walk hand in hand, a future where all beings can thrive. What's the one thing from all this that really sticks with you?